Now, there's so much of this talk going on about women's safety practically every day in this country, somewhere in the country, or maybe simultaneously in this country.
Definitely.
It's happening. Attacks against women.
Yeah.
What are your I want to hate that using that word, but I'll still say it. What's your take on it?
What's my take on it, I would say? I think the girls have to be educated, from the very young age to fight against, whatever is happening.
What can they be? How can they be armed or warned against it? What is it that people are not doing, which you feel they ought to?
I would actually think, at a very young age, I get to hear a lot of child abuse and harassment happening at such a tender age, which leaves a very bad impression on their mind.
Okay.
And the thing is, they are not aware of what is happening to them, what is going on with them. And at such a young age, they're not able to come out of their shell and, explain or, express their discomfort.
It's always been a very touchy, difficult, embarrassing often kind of subject. How do they approach it? I mean, somebody must teach them how to do it.
Definitely, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that, the need be that, they should be, taught about all this at a very early
I'm not
age.
talking about the kid. I'm talking about the person who wants to tell them. You can't send them all to some school and say,
I think parents should, start doing things like that. See, when there's something, an advertisement coming up on TV which speaks about child abuse or sexual harassment or anything of that sort, immediately need be the parents flip the channel, they change the channel.
Right. So
why? So that is exactly why, and they do not bother to, educate the child about the same thing. So that is something very sad.
When they educate the child, first the parents must know about it. Then they can teach others.
Yes.
But if they themselves are not discussing the topic, or they have not been advised when they were young, or they have no idea what to do, it all becomes, like
it's just that they are ignorant, I would say.
Yeah,
they do not feel the need that, you should educate your child about it, because they just think that they take good care of their child and, their child is not going through anything of this sort.
So, let's say somebody like you, you'd be quite comfortable talking about sexual harassment to somebody you don't even know, like in a class. Does your college, for example...
Yeah, definitely. There are clubs in my colleges, and there's
does the college
club.
make an attempt to teach you?
Definitely.
There must be girls coming in there who are not open to these sort of things. I mean, they're very closed minds.
Yeah.
So how do they impart that knowledge to them? It's kind of embarrassing.
There are lectures, seminars, and, there's a different way to, express that and, make sure that it gets into them and, And
it's been going on for many years? I mean, this teaching part of it from colleges?
No, not really. It's just been started a couple of years back.
So is it due to this new economic order where men and women are now working in close proximity to each other that's throwing up all these problems?
That could be one of the reasons. Other than that, as you said, simultaneously various things are happening in the country
days, how
pertaining to
often
women.
were the opportunities for young men and women to be thrown together? Very little.
It is very little, yeah.
And now
we are in such a competitive world where, men and women are in close proximity with each other, working, in par with each other. So definitely it is required.
Yes. And so do you think that bad behavior coming from the men or the boys is also because they have not been told? Because there are always people talking about tell the girls.
I would say there's two things behind it, the scientific reason and the psychological reason. Scientific reason can be treated and psychological reason can only be treated by talking and proper counseling, which can be done. So, yeah, there's nothing much that could be done
like in your school, you studied, it was a co-ed school?
Yeah, it is a co-ed school.
All right, so in a co-ed school, these kind of things will never be talked about. That's the funny part of it. In a single-sex school, they can talk about it because it's all our boys or all our girls. When it's a mixed crowd, it goes the other way around. Nobody talks about it.
No, it was open-ended in my school.
Maybe among your students, but among the teachers?
Among the teachers as such.
It was?
No, it wasn't. But I would think it's not necessary when you don't have a co-ed school and you just have the same-sex school happening there, and then you speak about it openly. What is the assurance that people do not try it outside school? I mean,
true.
Yeah,
but their chances of being thrown together with somebody of the opposite sex is limited when you're studying in one school, like all boys.
Yeah, that is there.
So what would you think is the appropriate punishment for boys? Because mostly seem to be absurdly young people doing all these horrendous things.
I think the juvenile age should be brought down to 15 after what happened or there should be a separate law which treats, people between 15 to, 17 in a different way.
Yeah, but you see, half the country is walking around saying death, nothing less, hang them. So
I would not go with that, because I think death is a narrow escape for that person to get away with, because what he has done to the victim, I mean, she's gonna, die every minute of her life. So
all those kind of things are, I think, they are unknown to men and boys. I mean, what does a girl go through when being raped or what, that sort of thing is totally in the area of mystery.
Definitely.
Because they only know punch each other, blood comes out, you see physical, but these are psychological trauma
that she has to go through all through her life, and the society does not accept her as such. She does not have a life of her own, and at least now, I mean, in modern day, family and friends are being supportive.
Like just the other day, there was one in somewhere on OMR, somewhere there was a IT girl. She should have known better than to walk around at 11 o'clock at night. Because you say things like that she should know better. Straight away there'll be people saying, why can't she walk at 11:30 at night? She should be allowed to walk safely at 11:30. But do you think these are practical things? Or should women be more careful?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, why does it become such a huge thing when a woman is walking around all alone at night, 11:30? The same is not with the guys. When, we fight for equal rights and we believe in,
So you feel that girls should continue pushing the envelope, walk out at 11 o'clock at night, see what happens?
It's not like a challenge, I would say. It's definitely...
No, but somebody has got to bell the cat, as they say. Go, okay, I'm going to walk and see what happens. Or maybe, I don't know, where is the solution to all this? But I'm glad that at least in your college, you say for sure that you have classes.
Self-defense classes.
And it's true all across the city.
Yeah, it's happening in most of the colleges. As such, there are other social institutions and NGOs which also train, girls about it. There are various apps in your smartphones these days which claim to be of help. And then...
Are they effective?
I haven't used them yet, so I cannot tell.
Have you loaded them into your phone?
Yes, I have loaded them. Yes,
okay.
I do.
So you press a button and what happens actually?
Your location, is just been shared with the 4 contacts that you've saved in that app. So someone would be, with you.
So just as much the girls are being told about this app, I think the guys should be told about it. That this girl has got one secret weapon, which is this button. When she hits it, you'll be caught in 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But as you said, I mean, these people are 10 steps ahead of us. So definitely they're going to throw the phones or do something about it. Okay. So it's just a small beginning towards a change, I would say, something like this.
Does the movie that you work in have any situations where you are in danger?
No, not really.
It's another romantic tale.
Yes.
Okay, so let's hope that there will be a movie coming out which will actually address all. Do you think it is necessary? I think a movie can push the message forward better.
Not really. Movie cannot... Actually, if you say what I would believe is that you cannot actually relate to a movie as such in real terms. It is, it will definitely
fantasy,
leave...
okay.
Yeah, it's just a fantasy and it will leave some impact on you. But in the long run, you cannot, learn from it or anything.
It's not a good medium to use to push a message.
It's just
all right, Upasana, lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Let's hope that you go out there and get some serious role. I mean, already in a serious role. More roles.
Okay, thank you so much.